got the Donkey Kong cabinet right here. It's all messed up as best as I could. And I'm going to go ahead and paint the sides and the front. And the way I'm going to be doing this is with a paint gun. So this is the gun that I use right here. I got this online. It was cheap. It was about 28 bucks. But this thing is awesome. So, you know, if you go ahead and roll on the Donkey Kong cabinet, it won't look as good. If you paint it by brush, it's definitely going to be a nightmare. You'll get brush strokes all over the place. But if you use one of these guns, it's going to look a lot better. Alright guys, I just finished painting the Donkey Kong cabinet. As you can see, it looks pretty good. At first, I was kind of worried that it wouldn't look that good. The color didn't look that great at first, but after a few coats it looks a lot better, and it's actually daylight right now and you can see it. It looks pretty good. It looks like it should be Donkey Kong red. This is right next to a door, and there's actual daylight, and on the video here, for whatever reason, it looks a little bit more orange than it is, but believe me, it's really red. You just can't really see it on camera. But it looks really good. Some of the areas that I gotta fix is obviously with the red meets the black. Like that area right there, I gotta touch it up. You can see a little bit of the tape or whatever that is right there. Some of the paint bled a little bit, but that's not gonna be a big deal because that's gonna be covered by the T-molding. But all in all, it's good. You can see there is no paint marks or brush marks whatsoever because I used the sprayer. And it looks like it's factory. I mean, it looks really good, I must say. You can see a little bit of orange peel, but it's not really that much. If you were to use a roller, you would see a lot more orange peel. You can't really tell. You can tell that it looks like it was painted in the factory. Some of the side paint is still drying, but I mean, here's a close-up. You don't see any strokes, any orange peel, really, anything like that. And here's the side view right here. And it looks a little orange on camera, but it's actually quite red. I had a Sherwin Williams color match this. So this is the color that I use for the Donkey Kong cabinet. It's Sherwin Williams Duration Home, and it gives you this paint is really great because the first coat I did was Home Depot paint, the best paint that they have, the Ultra or whatever it was, and it wasn't that good. This one dries on and it looks like almost kind of a Formica look. But this is what I use, and they color matched this. Let me see if I can zoom in right here. And this is what it is. It was matched to a little bit of the laminate that was on here. This is the red laminate, and that's the colorant right there. If you guys want to take it there and make your own paint, this is it right here. This is the color code that's on here. That was matched to some of the Formica that I took out, and here it is. And again, it looks a lot more orange on camera, and that's not the way it looks. You can see, like in the background now, how red it is, and look, see where it's closer up, it looks a little bit more orange, but you can see the difference. Now you can really see that it is red. I think it came out really good. I would use it again for sure. But this is it. This is the Sherwin Williams paint that I use, the Duration. It's called Duration Home. And that right there is the color match for it, and I'm quite happy with it. It's a good red. It looks like what was on here before, so I'm happy with it. So here's the Sherwin Williams paint sample that I took. This is actual from the Donkey Kong cabinet that I removed, and you could see how close it is. I mean, it's really close. You know, it's not exact match, but man, it's really close. And if I do this, it looks a little bit more orange than it is, and it's because of the daylight outside. That's outside. I do have the door open, but look at this. See how that's pretty good? That's a great color match right there. Not bad at all. Alright, so I got the cabinet right here, and I already started with the T-molding. As you can see, I got it down the side, and it's coming along pretty good. The only thing you got to do is, I mean, I'm not going to go into it too much detail, but these corners over here where there's the angles, or where it's round, you got to cut some of the barb out, and the barb is just this thing right here, And basically I'm just doing that with a knife, with a razor blade, and that's how I'm doing it. The other thing too is I'm using a mallet for this, and this is the mallet that I'm using. I just put tape on it, and I'm just basically banging this down flat as it can be. And when I do that, what I'm doing is I'm grabbing this piece like this with my hand, and I'm hammering it. I'm using the mallet on top to go into the groove while I put pressure down on the actual T-molding like this, okay? And then when you get on here on these corners, like I said to you, when you get on here in these corners, you want to make sure you cut some of the barb out. That way it'll go in. Because if you don't, it's gonna hunch up here. It's not gonna be smooth. So that's what you want to do, and that's basically what I did on this corner right here already. I got the T-molding on eBay, and it was advertised as Donkey Kong flat T-molding, which is what this cabinet is. It's pretty good. It's not actually true to the original. The original had like a semi-gloss finish to it. This one really doesn't. I mean, it's pretty close, but it's not the same, because I took out the old T-molding that was on here that was broken, and this T-molding is definitely not the same as the T-molding that I had on there. But like I said, it's pretty close. I mean, I think from reading online, you're not gonna find anything better than this. A few places might have it, but I guess it's hard to make the original semi-gloss and flexi PVC, which is what this is. Alright, here we have a side-by-side comparison of the Nintendo flat molding on the right and the replacement on the left. This one obviously is a little bit yellowish because of the fact that it's been on the cabinet so long, but this one is very rigid. You can't really flex it or bend it, and it's not soft PVC. It's very rigid. This one, the replacement one, you can see I can bend it, no problem, and it's not as rigid as the other one. It's also, if you look at the side profiles, it's not as flat as the original one. So if you look at the side profiles here, you can kind of see that the original one is really flat, whereas the replacement, which is this one, kind of curves a little bit. Right? And we can also, if we turn it around like this, faced flat, you can see the Nintendo on the right is really flat, with the other one kind of has a little curve to it. You can see the way I'm doing this. I can't do that with Nintendo, so the one on the left, kind of moving it like this, to the left and to the right. So this is, like I said, this is a replacement. That's the one they've been selling. And you can kind of see the middle where the barb is, a little line going through, as with the original. You don't see none of that. So, alright, so here we are. As you can see, pretty much, I have all the T-molding. Everything is done. I even did it on a control panel, and you can see the control panel looks pretty good. This is actually pretty much all original except the instruction sheet. This is new, and that's new as well. But everything else, the dust cover, the joystick, the buttons, this came from a Versus control panel, but I believe that's correct. It's definitely a Nintendo button. Everything except some of these screws are not original, but everything else is original, and like I said, that's on my channel. That came out pretty good. I already mounted the speaker. You can see the speaker grill right there. It has been painted, and I mounted it, and then I just put in the coin box. It's a little wet still at the bottom there because I was cleaning it, and I have that piece of tape right there because I glued some of the stuff that was coming undone. With this plywood, it's very common when it's old to stop peeling off, so you got to add some glue. But here is the molding, and I have it going all the way down until about, I don't know what that is over there, maybe 5 inches underneath. The groove actually goes down more, but I don't think anybody ever goes the whole length on the bottom. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. The paint job came out pretty good. There is some patches that you can see of like overspray. What I'm going to do with these is I'm actually going to get some kind of wax or something that's going to make this nice and shiny and wet. It looks worse in the camera when the light is on it. It doesn't look as bad during the day. The front came out perfect. But it's hard sometimes to spray. You get oversprayed. The paint doesn't spray right, and you know the thing is, the top of the cabinet is awesome. Where their side art is gonna go, of course, and then the bottom is there's a little haze here and there. But that's gonna,
Once I get some kind of compound or something that's gonna wax that up and make a nice, give it a wet look, you won't see that.